RP will be more accurate representation of your overall game skill.
The kill RP cap is removed.
It's a lot of numbers. This is why I failed school.
So if you get an assist, you get a KP. If you don't touch them at all, you get 50%. That's from what I was rating before. Got it. I really like that.
Just look at how the rank distributions worked, right? With the massive numbers of players who were at the start of each division, Plat 4, Diamond 4, Master. And then you go back and you look at it now and you go, holy fuck, like no one is in Platinum or higher.
Season 13 boasted another ranked system rework, completely turning the ranked system on its head in favor of more competitive, sweaty lobbies. The new system penalizes early kill points to the point where you can get 10 kills in the top 10 and still be in a massive RP deficit. Kills don't really mean much unless you place over the top 10. It's a long-awaited change, as the previous season's high-tier rank lobbies were plagued by so-called hard-stuck masters, who get to their ranks and grief everyone's games without any punishment due to the lack of demotion, leading to the top-tier lobbies cleaning out in the first ring and leading to fast, uncompetitive games. The news about the new season's rank system caused celebration in all levels of play. Finally, rank was going to be worth playing. I was thinking the same. Leading up to the new season, Respawn's senior producer announced that the upcoming rank changes were just not something they developed aiming towards a high level, but they had actually consulted with several high-tier players, pros, and rank grinders to make this happen, including grinders such as Albreleli and the famous Twitter complainer PvP. Finally, the new system was released with the Season 13 patch on May 10th, 22. Grinders rejoiced and player numbers were surging to hit an all-time player peak. Twitch views were up across all the ranked streamers, everyone were hyped about this rank change, but the excitement lasted for about a week before things started to go wrong. The new system reset everyone back a lot farther than it normally had in previous splits, sending Predator players back to low gold lobbies instead of Platinum 2 like they've been reset to previously. Everyone else in rank got the same treatment, essentially turning the bottom ranks into a melting pot of Platinum players and below. If you managed to climb out of the said melting pot, you'd face full professional squads playing like their lives depended on it. Which is good if you think about it, but casuals started speaking out about the new changes only to be shut down by these same professionals and streamers saying that the system was good and they were just bad. Because the system should in theory only reward good players and make it hard to climb as a bad player. So if you're struggling to climb, shouldn't that mean that you don't deserve the rank? I am guilty of this as well, and I am not ashamed to admit that I was wrong. I released a video talking about my thoughts a week or so into the new season, praising the system and believing it all will improve once everyone gets sorted back into the ranks that they deserve. It has been about 2 weeks since I made a claim, and most people are still not even near the ranks that they deserve. Honestly, the new system does make sense on a surface level. You don't get rewarded for kills early in the game, and you actually are forced to play every game for maximum placement with some kills to actually make decent RP, preventing ratting and just cheesy plays to some degree. It was great in the first week or so. The ranked lobbies were serious, everyone were sweating hard and taking it just like competitive lobbies, and anyone who was playing in these lobbies truly deserved to be there, with the best teams consistently winning and grinding RP. It was a lot harder and still is a lot harder to climb in this season compared to past seasons. This was in part because of the new scoring system, essentially invalidating any kills after your 6th kill point, and basically any kill you got before placing top 10 or worse. You also wouldn't get any significant positive RP unless you placed second or even won the game, meaning most players just lost out on RP. So when it comes to the design philosophy, I've actually said this several times since the game came out, which is you can't just change some numbers around to force people to adhere to a certain playstyle. And if you do, it will almost always have the opposite effect. If you create a rank system that rewards kills, it actually doesn't mean that the lobbies die quickly. Aggressive lobbies quickly teach players that they have to be careful to take any fights without getting third-partied, and eventually they will just start taking positions. Forcing fights will almost always lead to defeats by the third or fourth party, and teams learn they will scoop up more kills by playing rotations and then picking up enemies in the endgame. This does work in the current system to some degree, and initially was the reason we saw such sweaty lobbies in the start of this rank season. But as we have progressed, taking a position has become less and less optimal, as you are more likely to get pushed by a gold or platinum team, only to become fodder for higher ranked teams third partying. As a result, many high-tier teams and several of the highest predators have started free-man ratting in corners and houses to get easy kills without giving the low-ranked enemies a chance to grief and push them. I also don't like the multipliers overall, and I did say this when talking about the system. They feel bad and just make your reward seem completely arbitrary. Give us the numbers without all the advanced maths and stop forcing your players to adapt to certain styles. If you play aggressive and clear out the lobbies, you should get rewarded. If you aren't good enough to consistently do so, you will lose your game, you will lose RP, and you're going to demote anyways. There's no need to police the players with the rank rewards because the lobbies already punish you. I've said it before and I'll say it again, ranked should be reflective of the competitive experience where one kill is worth, say, 1 RP, with one win being worth, say, 12 RP, going downwards in placement, with all the kill points shared amongst each other, as in Team KP, which we did get, which is good. That's a design problem, which you can't just slap a band-aid fix in the shape of scoring changes on top of. You actually need to tackle what's wrong.
I like the rank system when it was earlier in the season. The rank system right now is just trash. Just filled with a bunch of like bots, more than half the lobby.
An unintended consequence has been that casual public matches has become really, really sweaty. There are several master and predator free stacks that are no longer playing ranked and are instead plaguing public lobbies, turning pubs into ranked 2.0. Keep in mind that I don't have any data to support this, only my own and my commenters' anecdotal evidence, so choose to believe it or not, and at the end of the day, only Respawn knows the truth. It seems like players are less inclined to play ranked and the game in general, which is supported by the concurrent player graph slowly weaning off after the first initial week. This throws a spanner into the works for the high elo players. What used to be high tier lobbies suddenly starts requiring a high wait time. And lobbies that only featured Predator and Diamond players started getting long queues. We're talking 10 to 15 minutes at least for a game to pop, usually with one lobby active at a time. I'm not sure if the solution was a conscious decision by Respawn or an automatic system put in place to save queue times, but Platinum players started to pop up, and now we're starting to see Gold players competing against the Predator teams. This suggests one pivotal issue with the new system. The entry points, overall RP, and scoring system changed, but the matchmaking remains the exact same. All the work to try to change how the lobbies play out are irrelevant, since most of the players in a Predator lobby are Platinum or below. We're back with the same problems that Ranked had in the previous season, which means that Ranked is just pub stomping with extra steps. Most players in Platinum through Diamond can't get any higher because they're only fighting the Predator teams that have been in queue for a while. In reality, there are no true lobbies for Platinum and Diamond lobbies. It's just like a lower level of Predator. This might be fixed in time when lower level players from the lower ranks would start climbing up and filling out the lobbies, but that presents the next problem. We still have a 6-week split, meaning that at the time of this recording, Respawn seems to have plans to reset everyone all the way back to Platinum or Bronze or whatever, depending on where you're placed in the season, forcing history to repeat itself. It took more than 2 weeks for us to get 750 Predators, and by that rate, it will take a lot longer than the remaining 4 weeks, let alone a full split, maybe even a full season, for everyone to get to the ranks that they deserve. This gets increasingly difficult if the players on the lower end of the bell curve just stop playing ranked altogether. Honestly, odds are that all the issues clear out if we get rid of the split and address the busted matchmaking. Don't just simply throw lower end players into the meat grinders just to fill out lobbies. If you are a Predator or Master players, you're gonna have to wait for your lobbies to fill with other skilled players. You have to realize you can't have good lobbies and fast queues. It's just not realistically possible. It will never happen. I've seen a take that golds and plats being matched with Predator is a good thing, since these plays were reset from Master and Predator, but just because you get reset to gold doesn't mean that anyone climbing to gold is suddenly a Master or Predator player. It means that they're better than bronzes and silvers. Honestly, the top 0% of players should never be in the same lobby as the top 50, let alone the 20th or 10th percentile.
Alright, I have a hot take.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing
Extended heavy mag
that
here.
Pred and Masters players are getting paired up against Gold and Plat. And the reason I don't think it's a bad thing is because all the Masters players and Predator players from last season got reset to Gold Elo. So that would mean, in theory, according to the game, that if we're playing and fighting against a gold, that player would have hypothetically been Masters last season at least.
That's true.
And that just shows you the quality of last season's and all the previous season's ranks. Like,
yeah, but you've seen some of these gold players that I'm like, this guy's new to the game. Like, there's definitely some gold players I fight that I'm like, these guys don't run anywhere near my
No serious competitive game should have matchmaking like this. Honestly, the more I think about it, we didn't even need any changes to the scoring system in the first place. Just fix the matchmaker to actually create balanced lobbies instead of forcing the worst games imaginable just to keep the queue time under a minute. Anyways, I just had to put my thoughts out there. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, check out the video on the screen, and yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow.